MXGP round 4 burst into life at Trentino and the circuit of Pietramarata. And it was a foxhole shot for number 1, Jordi Tixier. Jeffrey Herling started in 6th place, but by the end of the first lap was already into the lead with this pass on the defending champion. The battle for 3rd was between Paul Jonas on the 2nd of the KTMs, number 41, and Max Anstey, number 99, who needed 3 attempts to find his way past the number 41. Third time lucky, he ran wide and squared off, and he was then up into 3rd. The next man through was Dylan Ferrandis as he charged through, and Tim Geiser, who made a bad start, was also charging through. He made that pass on the number 1 of Jordi Tixier, but it was Herlings who won race 1. Geiser came home in 2nd, but the battle for 3rd was between Tixier and Anstey, and it went right the way down to the final lap and the final turn, and it was Tixier who held on to take 3rd place. In MXGP, all eyes were on Tony Cairoli, and he didn't disappoint as he grabbed the first of 2 foxhole shots. Behind him, though, was Max Nagel on the number 12 on the Husqvarna and the number 2 of Ryan Villapoto. Clement de Sal wasn't too far behind in 4th place. As the race went on, Cairoli was putting on a show for the masses of Italian fans, but Max Nagel was going nowhere, nor was the number 2 of Ryan Villapoto, looking at ease on the hard, slick surface here in Italy. Nagel got close to Cairoli and they banged bars shortly after that. And at the same time, de Sal was suddenly up into 3rd from out of nowhere, pushing the American Villapoto back to 4th. He then went after Nagel and Cairoli. On the final lap, Cairoli had the slightest advantage over Nagel, but he got the wrong side of a back marker on the final lap, and that gave just enough breathing space for Tony Cairoli to round out the final turn and take victory in Moto number 1, his 2nd race of the season. In MX2, race 2, it was another foxhole shot for Jordi Tixier on the number 1 Kawasaki. Tim Geiser was well placed in 3rd place, but by the end of the first lap, he was already onto the rear wheel of Jordi Tixier. Wasn't long before he challenged the Frenchman for the lead, made a move up the inside, and eventually went through. Jeffrey Herlings also coming back from a poor start, found himself into 2nd with that pass on Jordi Tixier and started to close down the Honda Garibaldi rider, who was continuing to lead the race. Final lap, though, Herlings went down, and that handed a massive advantage to Tim Geiser on the Honda Garibaldi machine. He came home to take his first race win of the season, but more importantly, Honda's first Grand Prix victory in MX2 since Marvin Musquin in 2009. It was also Tim Geiser's first ever MX2 Grand Prix victory. He shared the points with Jeffrey Herlings, and the podium was like this: Geiser, Herlings and Jordi Tixier, 3rd overall this weekend. And the World Championship, after 4 rounds, looks like this. Herlings now 13 points clear of Ferrandis. Jonas is 3rd, but there's another look at your podium. Tim Geiser, your overall winner for Slovenia for Honda, and his first in MX2, flanked by Jeffrey Herlings 2nd and Jordi Tixier 3rd. Of course, Jeffrey Herlings, though, continues to lead the World Championship as he looks forward to going to his home Grand Prix in a week's time.
Tim Geiser, congratulations. Congratulations on your first GP win, but also, do you know, it's the first time a Slovenian has ever won a GP?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it was just unbelievable. The 2nd race, I have a pretty good start. I was 3rd, and then make quick pass, and then I was in the lead, so make a little gap. But actually, I don't know what happened with Jeffrey because he was far away. So yeah, then he close to me. But anyway, it was enough to win my first GP. So I'm really happy, and I just want to say thank you to everyone in my team, my family, my dad, my mom, sisters, brother, just everybody. Thank you very much.
If MXGP race 1 wasn't exciting enough, race 2 was just as exciting as Max Nagel charged to the foxhole shot ahead of Tony Cairoli, Ryan Villapoto, Glenn Coldenhoff. And Todd Waters with the South just outside the top 5 on his Suzuki. Wasn't long before Nagel started to open up a commanding lead at the head of the field, leaving Cairoli, Villopoto and de South to battle over second position. Halfway into the race, Villopoto had a big moment, almost took out de South, and half a lap later, the Belgian also fell. And that was the Belgian from 3rd place. Van Horbing also had a moment, and he crashed out of 7th place halfway through the moto as well. But number 12, Max Nagel, was in a class of his own on the Red Bull Ice One Husqvarna. Tony Cairoli settled down into 2nd position with no threat from Ryan Villopoto or Clement de South, but the flag went out. It was another moto win for the number 12 of Max Nagel. He also won the Grand Prix, but what a performance from Romain Febvre, 3rd in the moto. Nagel won the Grand Prix, Cairoli 2nd overall, de South 3rd, Febvre 4th, Paulin 5th. And the championship couldn't be tighter at the top of MXGP. De South 171, Nagel and Cairoli tied for 2nd as they go to Holland in a week's time. But what about the performance from Max Nagel, Red Bull Ice One Husqvarna Factory Racing, their 3rd Grand Prix victory in the first 4 Grand Prix of 2015. A despondent Clement de South, though, 3rd overall this weekend in the Grand Prix of Trentino. Just be satisfied with the red plate. He still leads the championship, but by the slenderest of margins now.
Max, congratulations, 3rd overall victory in 4 rounds. Were you aware of what was happening behind you? Because it was an eventful race, but you had such a clear lead.
Yeah, I tried to make the gap bigger every lap. In the first race, I didn't have a perfect start and I was behind Tony. And this track was really difficult to pass. Like I really had to make maybe a dirty move somewhere and I didn't want to make. So I just stayed behind him, and because I was fine with 2nd place. And in the 2nd race, then I said I need to get the start, and then I was pushing so hard. I was taking a lot of risk in the first 10 minutes to really pull away, and that's what happened. And then I could control a little bit the race, and that was so nice feeling because the fans, the crowds here, like it's close to Germany, there were so many. It was so nice to race here. And the team have done again a good job, and with Sabrina Mays, my son here, so it's just a perfect weekend.